Back in 2011, a study found that more than 20% of food tested was at least 100 calories over the listed number by several fast food franchises. This might mean nothing to you if you're not into fitness, but it will still affect you negatively. The world has a huge obesity problem, because of which several countries have made it mandatory for restaurants to display calorie count boldly on the restaurant menu and several other important information regarding the food that's being served in any restaurant. But how accurate are these numbers anyway? Should you be consuming donuts regularly? Well, that's what we discuss in this video today. So make sure to stick around till the end to know about the dark truth of the sugar and donuts. For most people, Dunkin' Donuts might be the best place to grab a quick breakfast or an afternoon snack, as the restaurant offers a wide selection of donuts, breakfast sandwiches, and coffees. So you have plenty of options to satisfy your cravings for $5 or less, but at the cost of your health. Donuts with multiple toppings and cream fillings are most likely to be higher in calories. If you think that counting calories might help you, then you're wrong. According to a 2011 study by Tufts University, the researchers sampled food from 42 restaurants and came to a conclusion that those calorie counts that you see on the menu might be far away from the truth, as it's not as accurate as you would want it to be. The first step in determining an accurate calorie number is to consider the source of the information. Several food tracking apps and some online sources have the data uploaded by consumers, but these numbers are not checked for accuracy. So there are chances that the number could be wrong. But what you find in restaurants are not approved by consumers. Instead, they're regulated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, which is often considered to be a very dependable source. However, according to FDA policy, some variations in calorie count are already allowed. The other factor that affects calorie count accuracy is the way how the food was prepared. Adding oils or sauces to your food adds more calories, especially if you request for some extra sauce in your food. The opposite is true if you're preparing your food with no extra ingredients. The way your body digests food will also change the amount of energy it absorbs, and this can differ from person to person. Most nutrient absorption takes place in the small intestine, but some still occur in the large intestine. So if calorie counts are not accurate, should you dump your food and give up? Well, not necessarily, but you could take measures to control your food intake. The good news is fast food restaurants were more accurate because of uniformed recipes and portions, but there were variations in their numbers too. The difference in listed calorie count was huge when it comes to sit-down restaurants. So what's with consuming extra calories, you might ask? Well, just consuming 100 calories per day can lead to an extra 10 pounds in 1 year. And this raises so many eyebrows because of the existing obesity problem we have today. So why are we talking about Dunkin' Donuts today? Well, we get it. You're craving for some donuts right now, and we don't blame you because they're addictive snacks that you could have conveniently. You might think a donut is just a donut. It's small and it may not affect your health. But that is further away from the truth, as none of them are on the healthy end of the spectrum anyways. Dunkin' Donuts started way back in 1950 when William Rosenberg opened his first Dunkin' shop in Quincy, Massachusetts. Just 5 years later, a franchise legacy was born with more than 11,300 restaurants worldwide, out of which 9,375 restaurants are spread across 41 states across the USA and the rest across 36 countries worldwide. The main villain in Dunkin' Donuts would not be the donuts itself, but the sugar content. This is something that you need to worry about, especially if you're health conscious. For starters, sugar is a simple carbohydrate that occurs naturally in some foods and drinks, but it is mostly consumed as an additive in certain foods and drinks. Consuming too much sugar can lead to several health problems, including risk of weight gain, diabetes, tooth cavities, and so much more. The restaurant franchise already had its own fair share of troubles for questionable ingredients, and there were several lawsuits over what some consumers considered false advertising. And the year 2017 was a very bad year for the entire restaurant chain. In June of 2017, the company was sued because the meat in its steak and egg breakfast sandwich was beef, not steak. In July of the same year, another lawsuit was filed over the blueberry donuts. The base of the lawsuit is that blueberries in their items are not blueberries, but instead they're just blueberry-flavored bits. The problem with Dunkin' Donuts has to do with the fact that it's really hard to find any nutrient-dense food at a donut shop. But yes, some menu items offer more nutrition with fewer calories, fat, sodium, and sugar than the others. Most people today rely on quick processed food, and these products often contain too much added sugar. It will consume a large proportion of your daily calorie intake. In the United States alone, the average adult consumes about 17 teaspoons of added sugar each day. That already accounts for 14% of total calorie intake in adults, following a 2,000-calorie diet. Diabetes is already the leading cause of mortality worldwide, along with reduced life expectancy. Its prevalence has more than doubled over the past 30 years, and estimates suggest that its burden will continue to rise moving forward. This is because excessive sugar consumption has historically been associated with increased risk of diabetes, and the donuts that you eat simply add to the risk of type 2 diabetes. A prolonged high sugar consumption drives resistance to insulin, which is a hormone produced by the pancreas that regulates blood sugar levels. Insulin resistance can cause blood sugar levels to rise and strongly increase your risk of diabetes. Eating excessive amounts of sugar will increase your risk of developing certain cancers. It can cause increased inflammation in your body, and the insulin resistance that we mentioned earlier can increase your risk of getting cancer. Foods high in added sugar spike your blood sugar and insulin levels, which will raise energy levels. The products that are loaded with sugar but lack protein, fiber, and fat will lead to a brief energy boost, followed by a sharp drop in blood sugar. So having constant blood sugar swings can lead to major fluctuations in energy level. So to avoid such an energy-draining cycle, you need to choose carb sources that are low in added sugar and rich in fiber, and donuts simply won't make it to that list. So clearly, you should avoid donuts. But wait, most of the healthy foods that we have today, including dairy products, vegetables, and fruits, naturally contain sugars. So why are donuts a problem? Well, unlike donuts, you need to include these foods in your diet, as they also come with a wide range of other nutrients that are extremely valuable for your health. But when it comes to foods like donuts, they tend to add sugar, and this added sugar can cause a lot of health problems, unlike all the fruits and drinks that naturally contain sugar, as these added sugars provide no nutritional value. These are a poor source of energy as the body digests added sugar very quickly, and consuming too much may also result in health problems over time. Sugars are simply empty calories, and adding it to foods and drinks significantly increases your daily calorie intake without adding any nutritional benefits. The products that naturally contain sugar are quite different. For example, all the dairy products and fruits that you consume contain natural sugar, and this type of sugar is digested by your body at a slower rate, making them a lasting source of energy. So the reason why other foods with natural sugars are better doesn't have to do anything with sugar, but because of several other nutrients like fiber and a range of vitamins and minerals. An average adult in the United States consumes about 380 calories from added sugar every day. This is a lot more than the recommended 100 calories from added sugar for females and 150 for males. Consuming empty calories also undermines the health benefit of consuming several other foods and drinks that do have several nutrition values, and it can cause several imbalances and nutrient deficits that can lead to further health complications. To put things into perspective, Dunkin' Original Donut has 6 grams of saturated fat, which is about 30% of your fat intake, while a chocolate chip cookie has 2.4 grams of saturated fat. So it's clear that donuts are sugar and fat bombs, and you have to eat at least 3 donuts if you want to have the sensation of having a full stomach. So next time you deal with sugar cravings, it's better to just stick with your homemade donuts instead of getting a convenient option like the ones from Dunkin' Donuts. Yes, they are convenient and consistent, but when you take a look at the calorie count, it's better to avoid eating donuts regularly so that you could eat them as a cheat meal at least once in a month. So, if you're somebody who enjoys a donut in the morning, then you need to balance out your diet during the rest of the day by eating foods that are low in sugar, a lot higher in fiber, and combine that with some good sources of lean protein.